I remember a moment when I started to go from just t-shirts, where it was just my art, screen printing, where that production cycle was kind of very tactical. I knew it. But the minute I started to go to cut and sew or like outerwear, right? Now you're dealing with seams. I remember sending my first drawing over to the manufacturer for a first piece of outerwear. And I remember I based it on a prototype of a jacket that I had bought for, let's say, just for conversation's sake, 50 bucks. I get back the quote from the manufacturer based on my drawing, and the price is like $35, like the cost. I'm the wholesaler that's going to sell it to the retailer, so 35 times 4 is effectively what it's going to cost at retail. So, you know, what's that, 140 bucks, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I based it on a jacket that was 50. What's going on? Why is it so expensive? He said, well, the consumption. I said, it was a learning moment. Consumption? Consumption, isn't that what you do when you eat? What do you mean the consumption? Well, your sleeves, the way you design the sleeves, you don't want a seam here. I'd drawn effectively a jacket that had no seam here. It was in my naiveness of designing it, I just forgot to put the seam. So it turned out that the way that they were going to have to cut the fabric in the paper pattern was going to consume more of the yardage. And so it made production more wasteful. Designing something without fully comprehending the limitations on the production side, how suddenly that became the rabbit hole to learn production. If you've got a dream, go realize it, all right? And be prepared to have it hurt. And be prepared for the dirty secret, which is it's going to be lots of little failures that make success. How can you realize your voice, your passion, and what can you glean from these lessons? And I tell you, the gateway, the pearl to true education is a tolerance and acceptance and the embrace of failing and knowing it's going to be painful. What's there for you? What are you going to make of it? What's your brand? Look in the mirror. Why don't you ask yourself? So you're not unique in having those questions. You have to discover that path. It is a self-motivated, self-directed journey. And if you don't know, figure it out, even if it's just 10 yards in front of you, and work to get to those 10 yards, and then figure out the next 10 yards, and then the next.